Welcome, Sagittarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your message. And I pulled for you the Page of Wands, which is leading my contemplation about the dance between the planets Venus and Mercury. Mercury's going retrograde today for its customary 3-week retrograde cycle that actually takes up a lot more space than 3 weeks. But we're going to look at that in the context. It's couched within Venus's longer transit through the same signs over slightly longer periods. So Venus went into retrograde at the beginning of March. It too was in Aries, as is Mercury now. And it has been moving back towards Pisces, and then we'll move forward in Pisces to return to Aries again. And this is roughly the same astrological journey that Mercury is taking. And these two planets sort of working together is bringing me into a notion about how you are valuing yourself, how your values have grown, how you are realigning or aligning yourself with your values, with the things that are important to you, with significant principles as an expression of your gift, your talent, your purpose. And this is after a time of a lot of change, not only in the world, but changes that you have made in your personal and social life. The Page of Wands is describing your willingness to articulate your values, your desires, your dreams. You are actively dreaming, but you're communicating that, documenting that, recording that somewhere in your life. It's certainly a subject of much of your meditation right now, particularly given the apparent chaos in the world. What is your role in this? And as a leader, a thought leader, I will say, Sagittarius, it is important to you as you are discerning what is important about the events that are swirling around you and what can you take control of and support in a way of bringing us closer to a kinder, more abundant world for everyone. This is a general reading, Sagittarius, so it isn't going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a reading, information for that is in the description box below. I welcome all of you that are new and familiar with me, and I appreciate the time that you're taking. What I pulled in your present is the Judgment card, and Leo got the same card, so it feels a little bit fire sign specific. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges, and I do feel that this is, despite the momentousness of your higher self, higher mind's conscious activation, that this is also a card that is very humbling or is describing a humbling experience for you. Your uniqueness, your adventurousness, your wildness is something that you have taken for granted for much of your life, much of your experience. And the idea that through the past several years, for many of you, you have been in a very different place than the place where you romantically see yourself, casting off, chasing the windmills, and doing extraordinary things that expand your world greatly. A lover of learning are you. This is about recognizing that you are part of a larger plan, as is everyone else, and that your challenges are no grander or less important than those of others. And that actually understanding what you've been experiencing is what is being emphasized now. Understanding that your path is unique to you and no less uh, full of the challenges of learning and growing into your purpose. And I think it's the growing into your purpose that I feel is being emphasized right now by Spirit. That you're not experiencing a lot that isn't what you've experienced for many of you in childhood. You're reconnecting, reopening up spheres of knowledge and information and connection with other entities and energies in a way that you quite possibly did as a child, a very early child. Some of your earliest memories. It's not unusual that you would be able to remember dreams from childhood. Certainly, momentous experiences that are simple, humbling, common experiences, but the meaning they had for you is something that you're considering as you are now surveying your experience from the other end, from a place of putting all the pieces together, but only because you're allowing yourself to be who you really are. And this humility is that returning to your childhood experiences. Some would call that the inner child that is re-informing you about the purpose that you chose or selected when you came back to Earth, and the players in your life that were key to your sense of self, your sense of potential, your sense of possibility, and how you are reimagining that. I'm going to clarify that with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is really describing just this idea about cycles of experience, cycles of life. So for some of you, you are moving into what could be thought of as a second childhood. Uh, People often ascribe that to Capricorns because they get younger as they get older and are typically old as children. But the idea that you are reconsidering your earliest experiences as formative in ways that others did not see, were not aware of, you consciously didn't share with others because you understood that it wouldn't be understood. Um, I even get a message here about uh, perhaps many of you didn't begin talking to adults until later than it was expected. Perhaps you had siblings that you could talk to, or you talked to animals or fairies or whatever it was, but you had your own world. You had cultivated relationships in your own private magical world that excluded you on purpose from the world of adults, the world you knew that didn't get you, didn't understand you, did not understand where you had come from and why you had come, while you still understood those things yourself. But this is a time of tremendous self-willed karma that you're experiencing. And for me, the Wheel of Fortune card is very often about our spiritual karma, and you are returning back to your walking orders from your earliest experiences in life. In the past, I am using the Wild Elemental Oracle to uh, choose animal spirits that you may be resonating with at this time. And because they're in the past, I'm seeing them as energies that you are reviving or modifying in some ways. So the Lion came out for you, Sagittarius, and I will read a little bit about how the Lion is described in the handbook. And it is considered a fire elemental, which is consistent with you. And the keywords are brotherhood, letting go of stress, strong family ties, strength, courage, energy, and self-fulfillment. The majestic line appears when leadership is needed. The true leader is one who supports those around her, has patience, and uses empathy, compassion, and wisdom to get the work done. Stay away from bossy and dictator behavior. This will not get you what you desire. Look to bring balance into your life in this situation. Take time to not only work, but to relax and de-stress. I do feel that there can be opportunities in which your physical strength, stamina, energy, youthfulness has worked against you, and you may be now in such a time. The fact that you are on a path of advancement, progress, and growth can inadvertently push you or pressure you to be doing more than you need to do. I feel there's a certain level of busyness that is wired into what you expect of yourself. Customarily breaking through incredible challenges and hardships is something you do. And so understanding what your pace may mean, particularly as I sense you returning to some kind of an awareness or consciousness that came about through your transition into this world. Retrieving that requires you to slow down, to take time, certainly to cultivate your own sacred space, so that you can experience your own feelings, your memories, your visions in a way that is truly authentic to you, is not distracted. And I do think that this is where the grace, the majesty of what we consider the lion to be is one in which you may, in many ways, be the lioness, the one who does all the work, the one who raises the family, the one who hunts the food, as opposed to the male of the species that is majestic, is allowed to rest on his throne, is allowed to relax, to be cared for. And I think this is something that is absolutely needed in your present experience, to give yourself the grace to know that you have achieved much, even if it isn't grand or glorious or famous. Really looking at all that you've built, all you've accomplished, and not using your strength in a self-abusing way. This is clarified by the World card. I love it because these clarifiers are, I don't see them. I pull them and don't see them. So this is really, to me, showing you closing out a cycle. In fact, it almost feels as though you've completed an entire journey. I doubt that this is the journey of your entire life. I believe this is a phase of your journey that you're now finishing up, you're retiring, you're realizing this push toward success, accomplishment, strength, leadership, running the show is not necessary. And I would bet some of you even run your humble households like a CEO, just because of the tremendous energy and connection to life that is, I believe, one of your signature characteristics. And so I see you appreciating this cycle, appreciating closing out this cycle as a phase that you are now moving away from. You're utilizing the skills, the wisdom of that growth and that experience to now move at a pace that is more appropriate to this new leveling up that you're experiencing, this new version that doesn't hide from the world in the way that I believe that many Sagittarians often do as perhaps as an escape. An adventure can be an escape from the harsh realities of one's life, the stagnation, the failures, the disappointments, or the heartaches that you experience. Going away, not giving something a chance to wrap up. Well, you're in a very different phase of your life now. Now, not only are you allowing yourself to wrap something up, but you're really contemplating what you've gained from all of that, including the rewards, the recognition, the acknowledgement. So understanding that this was all in preparation for what you're doing now. And this is exciting to me because it looks like now you're ready to be more outward, more public, more presentation forward, less fearful of the throngs, even the superficial attention. You are sharp enough of an educator or a philosopher to understand how any moment of attention can be utilized to spread the word, to share your vision that is outside of the box, certainly outside of the box of your experience, but you know it's real. In the future, I pulled for you the throat chakra, the fluorite gemstone. And the throat chakra, of course, is the way you express yourself. Very much one of my interests in this particular reading is how you're communicating what you know now, how you're sharing that information. And the key word for this card is destiny. Follow your instincts. They lead to the truth. And that's clarified here by the King of Pentacles. Isn't it interesting how you explore your potential, going all the way back to your earliest experiences from birth to formative, almost pre-literate, pre-social, and now you have embraced a truth that you now understand in a way you didn't understand or didn't remember from your earliest experiences, so that you have come to master the skills required to create your service, your product, your team, your organization, whatever it is that you have created, you have built to a place of mastery, to a place where you are absolutely confident and competent around not only doing what you've accomplished, but sharing that with others in a way that is foolproof. You have the plan, you have the process. Your dedication, your focus, your perseverance has netted you with the security and stability that you were seeking. But to the place of generosity. And I see this as a mini metaphor for your life in general. Whatever you've learned, whatever you've accomplished can be shared with others. And this is important because the world needs teachers as much as it needs leaders. And you're willing to be the mentor, the teacher, the one who assists those that want to learn, that want to build something for themselves. This just makes your heart sing because you've done it. And something about your path makes me think that others didn't expect this of you. Others didn't expect you to be successful or to be in a position to help others find success. I'm going to finish your reading here. If you've enjoyed this content, please check out the video here for more. And until next time, Sagittarius, namaste.